All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. There was a request to cover two more, so I'm going to squeeze these in. We're going to look at SOFI and ACB. Not quite the same sector by any means, but hey, why not, right? So the last video I made on SoFi it was bearish, right? I don't know what else to say, and I'm still holding my same thoughts. All right, there might be an interesting setup that's happening, but look, I can't expect good things to happen until over 923. All right, I know it sounded extreme when we were in the eights. I think when I made the last video, maybe a little below. I don't really remember, but I still say it. I would not touch SoFi until we get over this line. All right, I'll talk about that shortly, but interesting setups down here, which maybe make this a little bit interesting. All right, and then, excuse me there, ACB, listen, most of the other wheat stocks have already broken the 200 moving average. ACB was just a little behind, and today was the day that it broke all five and was able to run. You know what I mean? So this is one of those things where when you see a hot sector, try to look at as many tickers as you can. Try to find the ones that are just a little bit behind, because again, if the sector is hot enough, they're all going to do what they're all doing. You know what I mean? So that I think is the case with ACB. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, so what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it all right? So SoFi. Look, there's some interesting things happening here, and this might be a good interesting depending on how you trade, all right? There are so many different ways to win in the stock market, whether if you're long and strong, if you're an intraday flipper, or if you're someone like me that's kind of in between and holds for a few days or a few weeks, right? But there is now a top and a bottom that's kind of forming. All right, we go up here, we kind of get stuck in the lines, we'll either come up or down. We go up, we get stuck in the lines, we come down, you know, and that's kind of what I'm seeing, right? So for some people, hey, this is a beautiful thing, right? You can basically buy up here, unload down here, watch it hopefully go up there, and so on and so forth. And this up and down pattern actually works for a lot. For me, what I love a good sustainable uptrend. And nothing here is saying to me strong sustainable uptrend. All right, I started the video by saying it, and look, I think it's easy to say that MACD, RSI, and almost the volume, they don't look that bad. Let me zoom in real quick just to emphasize it. So I see a little baby divergence in both. Again, divergence just means two lines going away from each other. They're both green going away from red, and I like that, right? Volume was a decent day, but I mean, just look at this thing, right? We have been well below the 50-day average for quite a bit, right? So yeah, definitely better volume since, I mean, the last, 7 days. This was the best volume in the last, on the 8th day, right? But, you know, still not enough, all right? The interesting thing is down here, all right? Because, again, what I'm seeing is a stock that's kind of going down with the 8 moving averages, going up with the 8 and 20 moving averages, just kind of riding these things up and down as the lines go, right? So maybe right here is where we see the two lines kind of go up. Maybe we can see this go from 750 to maybe 825, maybe 8, right? But hey, maybe I will even break that and go over it. I don't know, right? I don't think we will, but maybe we will. But look, to me, and I would feel a little more confident about that 825 line, I think, after a couple candles, right? But to me, look, all I'm seeing is all 5 moving averages way too close, all right? And I call that a tornado. You just get thrown up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's just this craziness. And it almost feels like these lines are in control, not the stock itself, all right? So we've been going horizontal for a while, and last earnings was basically at the end of January. I'm assuming that the next earnings is in the end of April, right? Every 3 months out, you'll get the next quarter, right? Maybe the next earnings is going to be what's able to save this, but as it stands right now, I really believe SoFi is at the mercy of the 5 lines. And again, I would not touch this until we break this 923. I know that sounds so extreme, but honestly, I need to get into this so I can start to believe green, 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 red, 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 maybe some green, 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 green up here. Between here and here, it is just completely up to the moving averages, all right? If we lose that 7, that's as much as I would believe if we broke this 923, I think we'd come up to about there. Maybe about there, give or take. 10 something. I think if we break 9, we go there. If we lose 7, we're coming down to 5. We are. It's a high 5, but yeah, we're coming down at 5. Maybe 647, 650-ish will save it, but yeah, that seems like the channel, or that's the channel, right? And yeah, for me, I would rather trade the sustainable up or avoid this undecisiveness, let alone the below, right? So these down here caught my eye, but again, MACD still negative, and really RSI has been nothing but flat. We basically go real low, we come back up, we go real low, we come back up. I'm kind of assuming we're going to do that until the stock tells me otherwise, right? So look, SoFi, I know there's a lot of love on this stock. I see nothing to love just yet. You know what I mean? And I'm not hating on it. Look, I'm a Charger fan, all right? I know I say that, and like most people are like, wow, you're real dumb. I know. Trust me, I know. But Chargers play at SoFi Stadium, right? Herbert's actually the dude that's on all of the SoFi commercials, right? Like, I have a little place in my heart for SoFi, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it's worth trusting, all right? Maybe you can consider an entry around 813, maybe a little closer to 820. I think that might line up. Yeah, look at that. 820 is the 200, right? Maybe, all right, maybe you can do like an 830 all the way up to my 9 number. Again, for some flippers, that's a beautiful move right there, right? That's just not my game. And hey, again, there's so many different ways to win in the market, right? You just got to know your flavor of trading, right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. But yeah, I'm maybe seeing a momentary bullishness here, but in terms of long-term sustainability, yeah, this thing's going down until earnings maybe saves it. That's my best guess, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into ACB, and my, look at ACB, all right? Really quickly, if you can please subscribe, please share this video. It does wonders for the algorithms, all right? So I started by saying this, and I'm gonna repeat it one more time, all right? When you look at almost every other single stock, they're all already above the 200 moving average, all right? Like, let's take a look at Tilray. You can see we broke it a while ago and we're going, right? Let's take a look at CGC, broke it a while ago and we're going, right? SNDL, broke it a while ago and we're going, right? VFF, broke it a while ago and we're going, right? Yeah, I can literally just keep going and going and going and going, right? ACB wasn't the case. ACB wasn't the case, but you know what? That was a beautiful upward growth. Man, that was a good move from 3 to 5 alone, right? You know what I mean? So there was some good things happening, but you know what? It just hadn't broken the moving average. Yesterday it did. Yesterday it actually does get over. And again, you always hear me say it. You got to confirm, especially when you're talking about, I mean, since 2019, basically been well under that purple 200 moving average line, right? A couple little months right there maybe, but that's about it. And when you're talking about a 5-year window, a couple months means nothing, right? So yeah, we finally get there. We finally escape. We're finally able to stretch our legs. You know what I mean? Just like all the other weed stocks have. And that's what this was, right? This was able to mimic the sector. This sector strength matters. Weed has been a strong sector since this 15th candle when Kamala Harris did her thing. Since this 22nd candle when the Germany news happened, right? I mean, even the first didn't have much of any of a sell-off or anything like that, right? We still got Florida rumors. We still got reschedulization. Like, there's a lot that's making the sector good. And yeah, it just makes so much sense to me that ACB not only caught up, but was actually able to break some resistance lines as well, right? So looks like it's time to draw the next one. Yeah, we got to take it there. Yeah, that's where we want to go. I think if we can nicely break 725, if you start to believe 725 is ready to break, it's gonna want to go to 10. All right. Now it's a little bit of a high RSI, but look, all of them are in the 80s right now. Look at that volume. Look at that volume. Let me go to the weekly really quickly. Look, we still got 2 days left of trading. This is the third biggest week of the stock's life. The third biggest week, and we're not even done with the week yet. That's a big daily. I think this might be the biggest. It's not. This one's the biggest. Second biggest day in history is still a really big thing, all right? Believe me when I say that, all right? So volume was there. The sector strength was there. I flashed on the other ones. Let's just flash it here real quick. Look, S&P 500 has been crushing it, all right? Dow Jones has been crushing it, all right? There's a little bit of question of, is it going to keep going? Is it going to bounce and stuff here? Look, I'm still actually really bullish on both. Overall, I think it's very much been helping. Obviously, this was going down while the other one was going up, right? But yeah, when you put the fuel of good sector with the fuel of good market, good things happen, right? So let's take a look at the weekly. What are we going to talk about on the weekly? Yeah, look at that. Maybe 1003 was a little bit aggressive. I think I would take this 875. Where's 875 on the daily? Just curious. Is it you? Yeah, it's about this. No, it's not actually. It's still a little bit higher. It's here. Interesting. Yeah, I would not have drawn a line. Looks like it's somewhere around here. Yeah, I wouldn't have drawn that line. I think it's worth holding that number in your back pocket because just look at how difficult that 100 moving average is. All right. Again, a number of stocks are actually over the 100 on the weekly as well. So assuming that this copycat game continues, hey, that might be mimicked here, right? But I'm loving it. I really, really am. And look, this is a big thing you do with sector strength. You look at the whole sector and you try to find someone that's ready to do what the others are. All right. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. If you can share this video, it does wonders. Oh my. Thank you so much.